Welcome to today's video, and today we're talking about mind and the mindset. So regarding physical chronic pain, we need to really understand our mind very well. We need to understand that our mind is a tool that is available here for us, but unfortunately, if we don't take care of it and if we allow it to run on the automated systems and work under pressure with all that we've allowed for it to enter, then unfortunately it will be the source of the beliefs that then create our physical chronic pain. And we want to learn how to create relief instead, because if you're experiencing physical chronic pain, then some part of you, some part of your mind believes that this is the only way, this is the way that you need to experience things, and there is a certain need for it underneath it. It is your coping mechanism that you're experiencing pain. It is actually the safe way of experiencing situations for you right now at this moment. And in order to change this, we not only have to change the core beliefs behind this, but we also have to experience another way of coping. So we have to present our body and our mind with another way of coping. Because as long as there is tension, there will be pain. As long as there's fear, then there will be tension and there will be pain. And we need to look back into our subconscious mind, because our mind, we divide it into our conscious mind, which is what you know, what you think you want right now, the decisions you make, the short-term decisions you make. But most of the time you're running on the subconscious mind. And so the mindset, I call the initial package of stuff, okay, good and the bad, all the whole package that you have adopted until now. That's your mindset. And every day you're programming it. You're programming it with experiencing things, with seeing things, with experiencing them, with hearing them, okay, with all your senses. You're experiencing, with discovering the world, with discovering what's possible and what's not possible. And you are adopting all of this into your mindset. So you're constantly programming your mind. When I talk about mind programming, obviously I mean the conscious programming and basically reprogramming of the database, the mindset that has been adopted. Okay, because if you are experiencing chronic physical pain, then in the initial package there are beliefs constructed over the pain, that experiencing pain is the normal way. If you've grown up with the mindset and environment of life is hard, life is painful, you have to keep going, you have to push in order to survive, when it gets hard you have to keep going even harder and things like that, then probably it might be that you're experiencing physical chronic pain repetitively. Chronic means that it comes up again, okay, on a monthly basis. It can be related to the women menstruation cycle. I talk about this also. This is why I talk about chronic pain. It can be abdominal pain. It can be in our hips for women. We or even for men. We save a lot of trauma in our hips, for example, in all our joints when we're afraid to take a step forward and move forward. So any form of chronic pain, which is repetitive pain that comes up again, we know it well. Okay, migraines, we know it well, but they come up again. And they come up because we need them, unfortunately. Okay, if you're experiencing them, you need them. There's a form of beliefs in the mind that have been set up for you to experience through pain. And consciously, all you can see is, I don't want it. I don't want it. No, thank you. I want to suppress it. So the more fear creates us to escape that pain, that uncomfortableness, because we have created it by suppressing some form of energy, by not processing some sort of emotion, and we have created that pain. And if it shows up again and again, we're only layering up onto it until we approach it directly. I'm gonna be preparing a somatic experience that directly guides you to pain relief on my podcast, pain relief podcast. So you can check that out. That's a practice that goes directly into pain. But today we're talking about the connection from the pain to the mind and to the mindset. Okay, so the mindset is the database, the files and the documents you have saved to that database and upon which you work. And you have to access this database to reprogram the core beliefs of how you want to perceive life, of what your idea of life is going to be. Because if you've decided that I don't want to experience it, for me it took maybe over 25 years to realize that, okay, there might be another way to approaching pain. I did live in the mindset of how hard life is and how painful it has to be. So I suffered. We create suffering for ourselves if we believe we have to suffer. And you have to change this core belief of suffering. So you have to be really brave to change that mindset, because most of us want to stay in the victims. We don't want to take responsibility over our lives. We don't want to admit that everything in our lives, we have created it. Every situation, every experience, it's hard to admit, because we have maybe created some really traumatic experiences for ourselves in the childhood and throughout our lives, and we repeatedly create painful situations, painful relationships, painful states for us, okay? Whether it's with relationships with ourselves, how we harm ourselves, relationships with other people, with money, with what we do on a daily basis, with doing, and whatever aspect of your life. But it's hard to take over all the responsibility. Okay, I have created this, but if you're at that stage, which is great, I congratulate you that you have joined the awareness approach, which is, okay, I've created this. I have, on some level, usually subconscious level, I have agreed that this mindset is gonna be mine because I did it from love. We take over the mindset of our ancestors, of our parents, of our grandparents from love. Okay, it's the side of love. We love them so much, we take on their load. We take on their responsibility because it originates in love. And you need to understand that your pain also originates in love. The fear of it is only one polarity of love. There are two aspects of the same thing. And your pain is your hidden potential. So whatever story you have been telling yourself, whatever the original mindset is, you can reprogram it and you don't have to suffer anymore. But if this triggers you and if this is a completely absurd approach to you, then you're not maybe ready to be free of suffering. And this is a hard part of it, that we have to allow others to suffer until they are ready to not suffer. We're not here to help anyone else not to suffer, but we are here to heal ourselves, to allow ourselves not to suffer. And through this healing, we inspire others to maybe do the same. I was alone for most of my journey. Migraine was a bad word in the dictionary in my setup of people around me in my family, and that's okay, because they didn't have a different understanding that I have today, that I have come towards. It's been a powerful and painful journey, but today I'm living proof of I have changed my beliefs and I have relieved, let's say, 90 to 95% of my pain. I've been experiencing migraines and chronic pain on a daily basis, and I didn't understand it at all. Today, I experience it maybe on a monthly basis, and it's usually a spiritual experience. And I really understand what's happening. I know why it's happening. I absolutely know. And it invites me to readjust how I do things, readjust my boundaries, and it actually allows me to go a step further. But where I was starting, there was nothing. There was no information, no guidance, no hope left. And I just thought, okay, it was a life or death situation, and I don't want the story to end there. There's so much more I could do, I think I can do. And for me, the journey was understanding myself, understanding how our mind works, how energy works, how our body works, that our body is a tool and we need to take care of it so that it serves us. Our mind is a tool, we need to take care of it so that it serves us. A source of our love is inside us, and I needed to understand all of these things in order to heal myself. Today I guide you and I guide my clients to this relief. I connect you back to yourself, to your knowing, because we always know where the pain originates, and this is the mindset. Okay, it's all there, usually in the subconscious mind, which is hidden to us when we look outside, when we look around us, because we confirm ourselves in the reality around us. But it all starts behind the closed eyes and inside our mind. Okay, and from there, you can heal whatever you're going through. You can heal whatever disease you're experiencing, whatever pain. I don't focus only on migraines anymore. I focus on chronic pain connected to menstruation with women. There's no need for us to be feeling that. Hips are often a storage of some trauma. So all of these parts of our body, it's just our body speaking to us, but the origin is in the mind. So we need to understand that story, and we need to understand that mind is our best friend. Mind is the way we're gonna get there. Mind is our strong alliance. It's a tool of thinking, analyzing, judging, evaluating. It's here to protect you and help you, but you need to learn how to use it in the right way. Because if right now your mind is overwhelmed, your mind is bringing you anxiety, your mind is bringing you overthinking, worst case scenarios, this is because this is the way you've been using it. This is how you've been using your mind, your tool. And you can relearn how to use it so that it heals you, so that it starts supporting you, so that whatever next step is there for you, your mind's gonna be, yeah, do it. You can do it. Like, you can do it. And whatever the step is, whatever the next step of holding more of yourself is, your mind is gonna be there to support you, to give you love, to cherish you, and to remind you of your power, to remind you of your worth, of your abilities, of your potential. But you need to be the one using it in the right way, as we need to be using our body in the right way, the same way we need to be using our mind in the right way. And the decision is completely ours. So here I'm really trying to explain that the mind is a tool, that we choose how we use it. We choose what kind of beliefs we adopt. Belief is some core of a story. I could explain it like this, that we have chosen to believe. And it doesn't matter how we chose to believe what we were believing, but today we can choose again. Every single day, you can choose a new belief of what is true for you and what is not true for you. If you're experiencing physical chronic pain, probably your mind belief is you're not trusting, it's not safe to trust life. Life is hard, life's supposed to be hard. Until you believe that, that's gonna be the reality. Once you start implementing life is simple, for me, life is always simple. I trust life, I allow life to provide for me. This is where it's gonna be starting. And you have to be willing to change your core beliefs in order for them to start already changing. Okay, and as we go on the self-healing journey, we discover ourselves, we understand ourselves better, and this is where the relief comes in, because we learn how to experience relief. Because if you're experiencing pain more than relief, then you probably don't even know how to experience relief, how to relieve the pain, because your body doesn't know how to do it. Your mind doesn't know if you haven't taught it. So you have to teach yourself how to multiply relief in your life, how to even experience it, what it is that you're able to push your limits and experience relief in order for the pain to disappear, to transform into relief. You can't have both pain and relief at the same time. And this is a principle of how your mind also works. If you're constantly confirming your mind in pain and in overthinking, overwhelming, you're continuing. You're choosing the worst thoughts. You're choosing the fearful thoughts. You're choosing the too muchness. Because you can choose the relief, you can choose the harmonization of your body, of your mind. You can choose to do more activities that bring relief into your life. You can develop that ease in your life, that harmony, that through meditation, through deep breathing, through hypnobirthing techniques that I have been using a lot for chronic pain. But your mind is a tool, and that's a very important thing to know. And whatever there is right now in your mind, however your mindset looks, this will result in the situations on a daily basis, in the situations you experience, whatever drama, whatever accidents, whatever now this, okay? And it keeps piling up because you're allowing it. You're allowing the cluttered mindset to take over. And especially if in human design, it's good to check out your human design profile. I recommend this. If your head center, your head chakra is open, then you're receiving all stuff. And maybe you have learned throughout your life, I have learned, we've been receiving everything. But we haven't learned how to make the selection between the thoughts I want to keep and the thoughts I don't want to keep. So we keep feeding ourselves with more fear, with more limiting beliefs, until we limit ourselves so much that we're in tension at all the time. We don't experience ease anymore. We're tense. We're tense where someone talks to us. We're tense where someone asks us how we're doing. We become so tense because we have received all of it and we haven't made the healthy selection. So we need to understand that it's our job to make the selection between your thoughts, to choose thoughts that are supporting you instead of thoughts that are limiting you and that are creating that limit, that tension, that fear, that are supporting that fear. Because if you want to experience more love, more abundance, more relief, ease in your life, you need to support your thoughts with that. You need to support thoughts of love, of abundance, of ease, instead of those with tension. Whatever you're supporting grows. And an important thing connected to the mind and the mindset is how you talk, obviously how you think, okay? Because it goes energy, thoughts, and then the words, and then the reality. And you need to understand that each step of this is significant. It's so important. It's so important what happens on the energetical level that you can't see. It's so important what happens on the thinking level, that you can think, but you think it doesn't matter. Well, I just think the worst of myself, of others, blah, blah, blah. No one will know what I think, but you will know. This is the main core important thing, that you will know what you're thinking. And you have to be okay with what you're thinking. You have to be 100% okay with what you're thinking, what your thoughts are. And then the next step is words. How you talk about yourself, and how you talk about your others, because how you talk about others is how you talk about yourself, actually. In all other people, we see the aspect of us that we love or hate. We only can see the aspects of us in others, okay? They either trigger us or motivate us or encourage us, or we admire them or we hate them, okay? But those are aspects of you, and you need to come to terms with understanding that what you say is so important. How you speak about yourself and about others on a daily basis, this is not hidden, because all of this is with energy inside, and it never hides. Energy never lies, energy never hides, it can never disappear. It's always there, and it's gonna tell you the truth one way or another when you're ready to see it, to experience it. And it's either gonna go from explosion, which is migraine, pain. This is the release of the tension. The pain itself is the last step of what you've been doing. You've been accumulating that tension with your mind, with your beliefs, accumulating the limiting beliefs until it's too much and the body needs to release. This is where the pain comes. Okay? Or the second approach, relief. Wow, I've done so good, so I can experience relief right now. And it always has to balance itself out. So if we clutter ourselves with too much stuff, we tense it up so much, it always has to relieve itself to reinstate the balance, the harmony. The body and the mind always reinstates balance. Life always reinstates balance. This is why we get accidents, this is why we get hurt, because it always directs us back to the right path, to the alignment, to the thinking. Okay, we always know where the intuition is, what's guiding us the right way, but we rarely listen to it. And we can choose what we're going to listen to. If we're going to listen to the calm voice of intuition, or we're going to listen to the overwhelming voice of fear. We have a choice, and we need to understand this and remind ourselves of this. Okay, so this is the mind and mindset explanation. Very important on the self-healing journey, very important in approach to chronic physical pain. So I hope this was clear. Let me know what you think. If you agree or disagree, I would like to know if it triggers you or heals you. That's always great to know. And I'll see you in the next video with the next topic. So have a great day. Bye.